Welcome to Detroit Table Talk. Listen, it's been a minute. I miss you guys. I really do. I miss you. Listen, life be lifing, and then not just life be lifing. We be having stuff to do. Myself and the producer. Now, we got other things, but we apologize for not being consistent. We just took a pause for the cause because we had things going on in the community. We had things going on out of state, but we are back at the table and we are excited because the first day back, we are back with Women's History Day. And I am so excited because it's all about us. So let me tell you something. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't want to tag on and look at nobody's podcast and y'all being slick to women on this month. Because today is Women's History Day, Women's History Day, but tomorrow starts International Women's Month. So don't do it. Save your slick talk for April, okay? That's all I'm saying. Just save your slick talk for April. Listen, we got some beautiful women that are making history right where they are. No matter what scale they are on, they are making history. I have a boatload of friends that's just doing their things. Myself, okay? I'm doing my thing with Detroit Table Talk. I'm doing my thing with my counseling. I'm doing my thing with my 3 times. I'm a 3 times author. Get the book, www.detroittabletalk.com. Go to the shop option and get the books, okay? I just want you to do that for me. Now, we have, my girl, I can't leave her out, Alicia White Walker. She just released her new book, and let me make sure, because I don't want to say the name wrong. I got the book. I want y'all to get the book, okay? So let me shout her out because that's what I do, okay? Women, we stand by each other. I'm probably going to have to scroll a million things. I forgot she's on vacation. So she's put up a lot of pictures and, but I want to make sure let me go to pictures. That probably will help. Here we go. Go to Amazon and buy her book. It's called Why It's Important for the Black Queen to Love Herself. Stop. Did you hear what I just said? Run over there to Amazon. Get the book, Why It's Important for the Black Queen to Love Herself. All right? I just wanted to shout her out. I want to shout out, one of my girlfriends, Alicia Hill. She just became a doctor. I'm excited for us women. We are doing the dang on thing. My Sands, she's always doing a thing over there at the UAW. Alicia Dennis, that's my girl. I want to shout out Sonia Bibbs, Dr. Vatanji, golly. Oh, my sister, Kenyatta Evans. She's down there in Atlanta. She has a business called Funnel Cake Heaven. If you are in the Stockbridge area, swing on back Funnel Cake Heaven. I'm not sure when you'll get there, but right now it's all the carnival treats that you ever wanted at a carnival. She sell it. However, now she's moving into Miss Corned Beef. Get down to Atlanta and patronize her business. Tell her your sister sent me. She'll hook you up. I promise she will. And then we got somebody that's kicking off Women's History Day and International Women's Month. We ain't got the table in front of us, but you already know. We're going to talk like we at the table. We got Miss Tanisha Owens here. Listen, we all have to learn about life insurance. And I know sometimes it takes us a little time to get the message. So we're going to try to go through it slow, but effective.
Yes, thorough.
Thorough. Because we want you to really get the information of why you need life insurance. With the uncertainty of what's going on in this country right now, baby, you can't play with it. Okay? I'm just telling you, I'm just being straight up with you. You know you're going to get the real at Detroit Table Talk. Let's welcome our guest, Tanisha Owens.
Oh.
Y'all can't hear the, can they hear the applause?
They probably-
Oh, wait a minute, because, you know, we need the applause, you know, and that's mechanical, but you see me on this side applaud. Don't worry about it. We welcome her to the table.
Yes. Thank you.
Hi,
for
Miss
having
Tanisha,
me.
how are
I'm
you?
doing great. Thank you for having me and
I
allowing
am-
me to be here. I'm just thankful.
I am excited that you are here with us. I got questions,
Yes.
so I wrote down well, I didn't write them down, but I did write down the questions.
Okay.
But I want you guys to make sure that you tap in and that you get the book that, you don't have the link to her, do you? Okay, I'm gonna send it to you. So whenever Detroit Table Talk come on, just throw her link up there as well. You want to get the book that my girl is selling her book. Y'all got to go on over there to Amazon because I said so. Y'all know I don't recommend people that I don't really, you know, think that it's about that life. And that life means they are progressing, they are moving forward, they are doing something, they are not at a standstill, okay? We are moving toward the mark of the high calling, meaning we just going towards the way that God will have us.
Yes.
You know, with our careers, our business. I don't even care if you are a housewife. If that's the business that God put you in, do it to the best of your ability. Do it the right way. Get the book, Why It's Important for the Black Queen to Love Herself. That's important.
That's powerful.
That's powerful. But you know what's more powerful? Loving yourself is making sure you have some insurance.
Yes. Self-care.
That's, you know what I'm saying? That's part of
Yeah.
loving yourself.
Preservation and just planning for your future, for your family. That's important because we always think about the now
Yes.
and the present, but what about moving forward? If you love your family, then you want to cover them and properly protect them for, you know, just any unforeseen situations or, you know, life. How you say life is lifing.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people don't realize, oh, that, you know, people look at things that can't happen to me. It can happen to any of us.
We don't know the day
Any
or the
day,
hour.
Yes, whether it's health, whether it's, you know, driving your vehicle, you know, so you have to be mindful how you prepare for your future, you know, with your family.
And
just properly
what
covering.
you're going to leave behind as a legacy,
Legacy
to
is so
your children.
powerful.
I mean, it's sad when someone passed and we have to have a family meeting and put 5 on it.
Or just we have to do a
Chicken
fish
dinner,
fry.
fish fry. We ain't doing that. Tell us, can you start by explaining to us what life insurance is and why it's important for individuals and families?
Yes. So everything that God has led me to do, I've had a passion for. So life insurance originated with me with my grandmother, raised by my grandparents. My grandmother passed away, and her general agent introduced me, you know, her policies. And I didn't understand them, wanted to have a better understanding. First person close to me that passed away, well, the second person, but it was, you know, heavy. And that's when I learned about life insurance. As growing up, I always knew I was just a policy. If you die, you know, it's to bury you.
Okay.
Not knowing that it had so many other benefits, living benefits, benefits pertaining to income. You know, if you want to have generate, you know, future income down the line, or just leaving a legacy for your family, or not allowing debt to be passed on to your children and your children's children, you know. So those things I had to learn.
Now, is that legal for, like, say, for instance, if grandma passed, does her debt get transferred to her children?
So it depends if you have joint ownership, if you have things, you know, together.
Bank account.
Yes.
Your
yes.
name
But
is
if
on the
it's not
house, your name
joint-
is on the car.
Yeah, if it's not joint, but if you are living in that home and she passed away and she didn't leave, you know, a trust or leave that to you, you may have to move and, you know, look and think, you know, with your living situation. So things like that, you have to take in consideration too.
Okay.
Yeah, but when you have children, if something happens to you, and I know a lot of people say, come across where it's like, I have a policy through my job. But your
Nah,
job,
baby.
that's a group policy, they own it. So if something happened to you, your job gets paid as well. You get a percentage and whoever you left, but that group policy, your job covers and have ownership over.
But
So
not
it doesn't
only-
increase your net worth, and you don't have any ownership of of a policy on your own self.
But not only that, if you're no longer working there, that policy stays there.
Oh, yeah, when you get fired,
That's it.
that policy is, over
No
as
matter
well.
how many years you've had.
Yeah,
and
that
you have
happened to
poured
me. I was at
into it.
Comcast from 21 to 28 years old, and when they gave us severance pay and payout and, laid us off, I didn't have insurance anymore. So I was just paying into that policy just for the time being.
Now, is it wise when you go to an employer to get the insurance that they offer? Or should you
think-
just use that money just to get a individual
Well,
policy?
I think it comes out of your pay, so it's really, not an issue with, you're not going to really see it, and it's not expensive.
Yeah, it's a
'Cause
base
it's a
that
group
comes out of your
policy.
pay, but then you can bump it up and pay
You can
more.
always increase, and I think it's good to have both.
Okay.
I don't think you should just have your coverage through your employer.
Okay.
Yeah, your personal policy increase your net worth. If you ever look at going into banks and you get, you want a loan or you want a line of credit, they ask, do you have, life insurance? Do you have, Roth IRA? Do you have your own investments? That increase your net worth, and that gives you a better potential of getting loan approvals.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it depends on if you go through
I always
some
answered-
regular banks with CDFIs too. Yeah, they ask for that information
I
because
always
you can
answered
have
no.
cash value for a life insurance policy that increase your net worth. So they see that you can
didn't know
pull
that.
from this policy and pay us back. That
I
goes
didn't
up.
know that. I always thought they was trying to be slick on the back end.
Yeah, they be in your business because they giving you money. But
Okay.
they also want to know if you have a cushion. If you
Okay.
able to, what type of policy that is. Yeah, it just depends on what type of loan or line of credit you're going for.
What are the different types of insurance policy available, and how do people know which is one is right for their situation?
So I look at, and I don't know why I compare everything. I used to be in real estate. I look at insurance, the term life. Term life is kind of like you're renting. You're renting a home, so it's 10-year, 15-year,
like that.
20-year,
Okay.
30-year. You're renting it, but once you outlive that policy is no longer active, and then they allow you to get a policy at a new age. But you can get it's called a paid up addition too, because they have options for the term life.
So, say for instance, I got a term life for 10 years. At the 10th year or the 9th, the 9.5 year, they'll let me know, okay, your policy finished. Can you transfer that policy to whole life, or does it start
you
over?
can. Now you have the option to transfer before then.
Okay.
Yeah, it depends on what company you go through.
Okay.
So you have to make sure what company that you get a policy through. You ask them the questions. Can I transfer this to a whole life policy? But majority of 90% of them you can transfer. To
But
a
if
whole
you
life
get to
policy.
the end and you
but
didn't
if it's a
transfer,
company that it doesn't sell whole life, no.
you just walk away with nothing.
With nothing, or they'll give you an option to get another policy for term, but it'll be a different rate because you're older.
So to me, it'd be more expensive.
Yeah. Yes.
And does that money the 10 years that you had the first one, does that fall over or roll over to the new?
No, it's no rollover. That's what's renting. Yeah, you're
Okay.
paying into it. But some term life policies have living benefits as well.
Okay.
So every policy I write with Mutual Omaha. Mutual Omaha have accelerated death benefits. That's living benefits.
Okay.
So anybody who has a policy, call your insurance company, ask them, do I have the accelerated death benefit? Which is, if something happens to me as I'm living, and I have the policy for at least 2 years, and it falls under chronic, critical, or terminal illness, I can get 30 to 50% of that policy to live off of right now. So
Is that something you have to pay
terminal
back?
is like cancer. No, you would not have to pay it back.
Okay.
Terminal, they will take it off the full amount of your. So if you have a $300,000 policy, and you get, I'll say cancer, but chronic or critical can be different. You know, falls under different other health-related issues. You can get 30 to 50% of that 300,000, which is
Okay.
90 to 150,000 to
Okay.
live off of. So that 300,000 that you're paying towards will go down to 150 or 210, but you'll still be paying the same amount, but you'll be able to ask your agent to submit for accelerated death
I feel
benefit.
like we should have had a board up here so we could have
Yeah.
wrote on it. You know what I'm saying? To show people, because, I just feel like somebody in the comment section may not really understand.
Understand?
You
Yeah.
know.
See, a lot of people, when you think of life insurance, and I come across people, and it's like, oh, I'm not about to die and leave everybody all that money. Or I'm not about to, it's a mindset.
That's crazy.
Within our culture, within
Yeah.
our community, within our rate. Like, I noticed, even with the company, they allow me to write up to 60 million. And it's like, 60 million, that's a lot. But a lot of people who get, and they have wealth and assets they want to cover and protect their family, so they get bigger policies
Yeah.
to build cash value. And
Yeah.
that cash value is, tax free, so they don't have to be taxed by the IRS on that. So they have cash flow from their policies. That's why when I do the application, they ask, are you going to trade this policy? Are you going to sell this policy? Are you going to? It's like, no, but it's people that are literally utilizing insurance as wealth management and wealth
So is that
building
something we should
tools.
say yes on?
I would say, you're saying as far as wealth building?
Yeah.
They don't want us to look at it as wealth building, but it is a tool. It is a legacy tool to build additional wealth.
I kind of hate that we wasn't taught this younger.
Oh my God.
And we was driving, me and my son was driving somewhere yesterday, and my son said, Mama, these people, they be having beautiful houses. I said, son, some of the stuff that they do, we weren't taught.
Learned.
I mean, I hate to say it, but some of them, they get all this, this material stuff, and then they file bankruptcy.
Yeah. It's a
And
mindset, and
it's a
how we were
mindset.
raised and taught. Because I didn't learn financial literacy.
Not at all.
So when I got my license in 2016, my life and health insurance license, it was like a light bulb, like an eye opener to where I'm like, why ain't nobody tell me this? Or
Yeah.
I didn't know this, or like, oh my God, type of thing. Even learning about the other type of policies. I know we just spoke on term life, but whole
Right.
life or the investment, IUL, it's called Index Universal Life. It is so many different ways.
So whole
to
life
build
and the
legacy.
one you just said, is that the same thing?
So no, term life is like renting. Whole
Right.
life is buy.
Buying.
To where you can, up to 100 years old,
Okay.
you have the same rate. It's a fixed rate. And it may cost a little more because
Okay.
it's longer.
Yeah.
You pay a little more for a shorter, you pay a little more for a shorter amount of money because it's, until you're 100 years old.
Okay.
But it's buying versus renting.
Okay. And what's the other one you just
And
said?
then Index Universal Life. That is, it's called, we have our Life Protection and Income Advantage where it's linked to the stock market. It's a market index.
Oh.
So you go into banks and you may purchase, I'm trying to make it simple as possible. You go get a CD, and the CD
Okay.
may have interest of 3-4%. You're
Yeah.
like, oh, this is good for the bank. Well, insurance companies have IULs where you'll have a coverage and you can have your agent structure it to where it's like, I want my death benefit to increase. So I may get this policy and I may be paying $200 a month for only $100,000 if I pass away. But as I pay over 10 years, it may go up to $200,000 and $300,000. So I
Okay.
want my death benefit to increase. But that payment of dollars a month,
Stay the same.
yeah, it'll stay the same. It's also linked to that market index. So that
So you-
6.33% to 8.18, that's Mutual Omaha rate right now. It's
Okay.
higher than CD with a bank. You'll be getting interest, compound interest on your $200 monthly payment. And then you can, in 10 years, look up and say, okay, well, how much do I have? You're also, you're paying into your policy, but then you're also accumulating compound interest on that money that you're paying into it.
Now, which insurance do you have where you can borrow money off of it?
Whole life. So
Whole
whole
life.
life builds cash value to where you
Okay.
can just borrow from it. IUL, you can borrow from it, but you also have a compound interest on your payment. So you're getting a little more for your money than just the regular cash value that you're paying for the whole life policy.
I got a policy, and I don't even know. I need to go back and look at it.
You
I have
need
a
to look at
policy
it.
that every year they send me money.
You say every year they send you money
Yeah.
back?
Yeah.
So you may have it's a universal life. It fluctuates. Do your payments increase? What company you're with? You don't know? You don't remember? But you've had it for a long time. Okay. So it's probably your whole life. And you probably have
I know it's whole life,
It's whole life.
but I don't know what
if they're
it's
sending you
called.
money back, yeah. as you
I
get
don't know if
older,
it's the interest that's accumulated on it or
yeah, well,
whatever.
if it's the interest, it's an IUL. Because a regular whole life policy, you don't get interest with. So you got to look into and see if it's.
I'm gonna have to.
Because so what I'm learning, a lot of people with insurance agents, you remember when we were younger, the insurance agent would come by and get
Yes.
my grandmother, sign the check,
Yep.
pick up payments from house to house, be
Yeah.
on you. Yeah, so with insurance agents, I'm not going to say all, some may want to just make and they can pull from this policy
Okay.
because of, their health issues.
Because I know
If
I
the
have a
doctor
living
shows
benefit
that.
on that one.
Okay, yeah, that's additional for some companies. Mutual Omaha offers it for free, but if you have a policy, look over it and reach out and ask them.
Yeah,
do
I
I have
do.
living benefits? Do I have accelerated death benefit? Yeah, and then some policies I'm noticing with a lot of business clients of mine, they designate their policy, as a beneficiary for their trust. So you can do that too, to where you have your children as your beneficiary, but after you had it for a while and you get a trust or, revocable or irrevocable trust, you can add your policy as the beneficiary. So it can be asset protected as well. Yeah.
Now I'm gonna have to go back and look over my
It's
stuff
so- it's
because
a lot.
it's like, girl, how you not
Yes.
know? And
But people don't, it's policies out here where, oh my God.
Once
and I've
I put
heard
it
back
in-
in the day stories where a person lose a limb, they get, it triples, or you just got to
Yep.
make sure you look at what you're getting, because you may not, and then when something happens, you like, I didn't know I had this coverage. Or you may have benefits that you're not even utilizing.
Oh, I was just about to say, or you find
Mm-hmm.
out later, you could have been getting paid for this time that you were in between blessings or whatever.
Because none of us wants to get sick.
Yeah.
We're all getting older, so that may be a possibility we may, but none of us want to. But if so, you come down with any type of health related issues, you want to make sure. I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So just making sure that you just have a proper coverage, not just getting a policy, but making sure you understand what you're getting.
Now I'm like, girl,
Yeah, I
what
got you.
kind of insurance do you have?
Yeah.
Forsters. My-
Foyers, they are great. Oh my God, I was licensed with them, and I need to go
Forsters.
back to them. So they have benefits.
Yes.
They have benefits to where, like, if
I
it
have
was one
pretty much
client of
everything.
mine, and if your spouse or your children's parent, one of the parents, the mother or the father, pass away,
Mm-hmm.
that child, they can get up to, I think, a certain amount of grant while they're in school. Yeah, they have benefits. So it's
Yeah.
certain. Forrester Financial is a great company.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the guy who I had to write up my policy, he really made sure that I was taken care of.
Yeah.
So I haven't really
actually
looked
I
at
think
it.
I'm gonna get back contracted with them because I still have a small policy with them.
Okay.
Yeah. So they are great. They are another great insurance.
Now,
company.
what are the misconceptions when it comes to life insurance?
I'll say, because growing up, I just thought, and once again, that's learned behavior, that life insurance is something, if I die, everybody get all this money. Or
Yeah.
if I pass away, at least y'all can bury me right.
Yeah.
Things like that. Not realizing that it's so many other ways to utilize insurance for your legacy and for your family and for just living benefits. I know people don't look at it from the living benefit, part, but I have, family members and, people, you get sick, you want to make sure that if you're going through any type of health challenges, who doesn't want extra, cash to help with
Yeah.
their family,
Yeah.
their bills, their children? So the living benefits, can help certain individuals, but once again, I feel like that lack of knowledge, our people perish for lack of knowledge because you're unaware. If nobody's not teaching you these things, then how can you know to be like, okay, this is what I want? So I think the education part is key, and the
Okay.
knowledge, and to pouring into the community, and how you guys are doing podcasts like this to bring more awareness.
I think that this is just my thought process, and I want to hear what you say about it. But I think that a lot of times we don't get to grieve in a proper manner
Oh, my
because of
God.
worrying about finances and what we gonna do with mama in them house. What about their car? Is anybody gonna step in and be responsible?
Yes, and I've noticed this outside of weddings, funerals tear people apart.
Yeah.
It brings some, and the money aspect from it. I've been to and lost so many individuals close to me, friends, family. So grief is something that I'm very in tune with. I've dealt with a lot of grief. So
Okay.
noticing the process of the funeral and, having an agent, because my general agent, it was my grandmother's agent. He's about to retire. But
Wow.
literally, having to do the paperwork and, it's a blessing to be able to help the family in their time of
Yeah.
bereavement.
Yeah.
But also, when you're grieving, think about, you know, you don't, some people just be so out of it, they don't think about the money part. And,
Yeah.
but you still have to get on your friend. Everybody don't want to talk about it. When my grandmother, you know, sick and ill, I didn't want to hear it.
Yeah.
You know, but I was young. I was in my 20s. But I think wisdom is, you know, being a little more
Somebody
better
gotta
with-
step up and handle
Yes, somebody
business.
have to have those hard conversations. Or if something happened to me, this is what, you know, I have this in place. I have, so it won't be so hard on a family, because it is hard losing someone that you love, and then you have to think about all of these other things.
You know, I look
Like-
back on a few of my friends who have lost close loved ones, and I don't know why I've been designated. It appears of the person that when somebody passed, we need you to come and go to the funeral home with us and this and that, because I tell them in a minute, y'all go ahead and cry now. When we hit that parking lot, I need y'all to snap out of it for a minute, because we got to handle business.
Yeah.
Because you get in there and you distraught, then you're adding stuff that you don't need. You know what I'm saying?
And under those circumstances, you are not yourself.
You're not yourself.
You lose.
You just want to get it over with. You want to make sure
I've
mama's in the
I've lost a
ground.
part of me, and they were close to me. I lost something within me, so it was like you're not you become a new person
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah.
So agreeing to oh yeah. Sometimes it's just easier. How some people be like okay, or you know, because you're really not yourself
Yeah.
in those moments.
I remember my cousin that went in. We lost my auntie. They going back. I said, when we get in here, everybody shut up. I said, let me
Yeah.
ask the questions. Let me,
Maybe that's
And
who
I'm
your
like,
God called you to be.
and
too.
listen, you
Yeah.
guys got to understand. You have the right to ask for a price list. You have the right.
Oh yeah, yes.
Don't just say, oh, let them get in there and tell you, okay, this is what this is going to cost. This is what. Get the price. You pick a la carte what you want, what's presentable for you and your
And
family.
it's a federal funeral rule, like so they have to keep them prices all the same across the board. Yeah, but people, you know, usually they'll go with the more expensive casket. You know, when it's like, okay, ask. If you don't open your mouth, if you don't ask, they're not going to share, but they'll, you know, give you the most expensive packet. You have to make sure that you're asking those questions.
And you got insurance. You got to live afterwards. You got to take care of business.
Yes.
So you don't want to go in there. And I'm just supponent. Listen, I've been to a couple of funerals in the last couple of years of Caucasian people. I'm just going to tell y'all who it is. They don't have all that stuff that we have, all
Oh,
that
no.
fanfare. I've never seen
Yeah.
anything like it. You get a business card, baby, it's half of this phone. With the person's picture on the front, and you get a scripture on the back.
That's became
And that's it.
traditional for us. I don't know, you know.
You don't need 50,000 pictures of you with mama and them.
And if you have
if you
the
do-
policy that you want to, you know, do all of that and honor your loved one and their homegoing.
I say do it for the immediate
I
family
was about
only.
to say the immediate family, but a lot of other races do not.
But they don't do
what we
that.
do. And a lot of times,
They don't go with their
have
repast.
They just have their things in
They
order.
have their
order is so important.
Crackers and cheese
Yeah.
and celery
Crackers and cheese.
with the high
You
table
know we
talks.
like to eat, but
You know what I'm saying? But you have to think
yeah.
about that.
You think about yes, and people go in debt.
Go in debt.
People go in
for
debt.
funerals.
Oh my God, people go in debt for those type of things because it's more of a display. Or some people do, you know, guilt. That's why it's so important to love on your loved ones now too.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
make sure
And you don't have
that
to feel guilty and feel like you got to shoot to the
Yeah.
roof because you didn't treat them
Because
right
you
when they
didn't
was here.
That's a word in itself right there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a word.
They don't know that you doing all this stuff. They over there living in
Passed
a,
away.
in a mansion somewhere.
That's true.
At what age? Because I know we didn't think about insurance at our age.
If I wouldn't have got the license,
Now
I
our
wouldn't have
younger,
been thinking about it.
our younger people are getting out of here before mama and grandma and them now. At what age should people really consider it's time for some life insurance?
We have up to the first 6 months of a child's life to cover. Now, I'll speak on the children whole life. And I recommend, you know, a lot of times people have policies and they get their children as a rider.
Okay.
Once again, a rider falls off, it's renting. You're renting for 10, 15 years on your policy for your child. After they outlive that policy, you got to get them a policy at their age. But if you get a whole life policy for a child when they're young, that rate never changes. A lot of my clients, they get a policy, the child may be 4 or 5. By the time they graduate from high school at 17, they're able to pull a couple thousand for prom.
Okay.
They're able to pull a couple thousand for the
Yes.
children. I recommend it. It doesn't change. 50,000 whole life policy for an average 4 or 5-year-old right now is $12 a month.
That's nothing. That's
$15
that's
a month.
McDonald's.
You spend that on a daily basis.
But
on
that's-
snacks.
And McDonald's, you know, y'all
Yeah.
go take y'all kids to McDonald's at least 3 or 4 times a week. Y'all don't even know y'all eating babies. No, I'm sorry. That just came out.
Yeah.
But listen to what I'm saying. Them prices at McDonald's now, I used to get me a fish fillet. I don't know what it was now that, you know, the news is unraveling. But I
Yeah.
get me a fish, it used to be like $8 or $9. Now it's like $12
That was
or
$13.
something.
You might as well go, and go sit down somewhere.
And
It's
we're
not
doing
the
this
Happy
2 or
Meal
3
prices
times
when
out
I
the
was
week.
younger.
There's no dollar
Yeah.
menus.
No, it's not anymore.
Now let me ask you a question.
But
Can we have more than one policy?
by law, you can have how many? I know people that have 15 policies.
Y'all do
I have
you hear
5.
that?
Like,
You can have more. You can have as many policies as your pockets allow you to pay for.
I'll also say with seniors, I know some clients of mine who, have senior parents, and when they go into those senior citizen homes or convalescent homes or, home care, by law, you don't have to tell them that you have a policy over your loved one. You
Oh.
have the right. You don't have to disclose that. This is your personal policy. Your
Because it's
personal
in your-
ownership.
your name.
It increases your own net worth. Yes, you don't have to. Yeah, because I've heard situations with, the home care and senior places where the guardianship or,
Yep.
they'll take advantage of you having a policy.
Yep. Not only
Yeah.
that, I just learned
Yeah,
this
that's
through
your private information.
an employee, and that's
Yeah.
because he was at work one day and we were sitting around talking, and my manager, mother, was sick, and he was thinking about putting her in a convalescent home, and one of the other senior vice president people came in. We were just sitting and talking, and he said, "No, don't do that." And what we don't realize is some of us are quick to put our parents in those
Away.
convalescent homes. If they own a home, if they own anything with their name in it, their bank account, anything, everything, once you
Sign
put sign
over
with a
rights
paper,
and them.
they have guardianship, so that stuff becomes their property.
People don't realize that.
So
They have ownership of
Medicaid
all of
may
those
not pay
things.
for their stay, but how they're getting their money is on the back end. They're taking the homes, they're taking their cars,
Yes.
they're tapping into their bank
And
accounts.
that's why they ask, do you have life insurance? Do they have life insurance? Oh, yes.
So-
you have to be mindful of that.
You got to speak to somebody like Miss Owens. You can't be out there living just hazardly, thinking that mom and them got it. Because I listen, I tell my family this a lot, and they laugh at me. And I don't know if they think I'm joking or not. If you don't get your business in order, I don't have 5 on it.
Wow.
I'm going to sit back and I'm going to watch y'all argue and cuss each other out. And I'm going to sit there quiet like, hey, I can help write the obituary. What you want me to do?
Yeah, I can help serve and do my part, but
Because
I
when
can't
you
do
were out
nothing
buying all
else.
them $200 gym shoes, you know what I'm saying? Them
You right.
$100 and $1,000 pair of jeans that I'm seeing my young
And
people
when I was
in.
younger, I would spend my money very frivolously.
Don't get the $1,000 pair of
Yeah.
jeans. Let that extra
But-
$100 go to life insurance.
Mindset. They don't know no better. If you're not teaching your children, that's why I talk to my children now. Like my daughter has her money market account, my son. I wasn't aware at that time when they were younger of like a 529 plan for my children, but I could have built them wealth way ahead of time or, work
Yeah.
towards it. But I educate them now, even with the insurance. They know now I have this many policies and y'all 50-50 on everything. They are aware, even though they may not be okay, all right, but you just have to make sure that you are properly preparing and protecting your family from anything that may come down the line. And we don't want to talk about it, but it's necessary.
We have to.
Yeah,
We
it's
have to have,
necessary.
when grandma was here, we used to have family dinner. But when we go to one house, the whole family would show up. We used to
Yeah.
have family conversations. Okay, who have life insurance?
Real
Where is it
topics.
at? Is it in your safe? Okay, who has the safe combination? So, God forbid something happened. We had those conversations.
That is so real and true because families have got away from it. When my children were younger, they're 24 and 18, but we would sit at the table, get away from just dinner table talk or, you know, during the holiday, just real life conversations. You know, people don't,
We have to.
they don't do it anymore.
When my mom passed, we knew from a kid, because she told us when we were young, I have policies. I have policies for everybody. You
My
know what I'm
grandma
saying?
had a
But
few
when my mother
policies.
passed, we didn't have a clue where to find that
where they
information.
were. So being able to have,
Being
yeah.
able to have it and trust
that
it with
in the
somebody,
area.
if it's a safe deposit box,
And you,
know,
can just
make
have
sure
one
your
confidant
name
in
on
the
it.
family
Yeah.
that you make sure, and that's important.
That's so important. When my nephew passed, him being in the military, if you have family members that is in the military, you have children that's in the, you need to know their information. I don't know what it's called, a D something number. You need to know their number so you can, hopefully it's the mother and the father, if not the wife, can call and start benefits, you know, immediately
Pertaining
for
to
the
the
children
family.
and to the family. We don't got time to be lifting up mattress and, you know, touching the wall to see if we got a secret compartment. That stuff is crazy.
Back in the day, hiding stuff.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times they used to have it and they
Yes.
had it from themselves.
Yes.
Now, some years ago, I did a readiness, a deaf readiness podcast.
Okay.
And I would love for you to come back so we can
I
really,
would love
you
to
know,
come
come back
back,
and do that.
yes.
So what I did was I got a red 3-binder loose leaf folder,
Okay.
and I got tabs. You know how, you know, in school you put
Put them
English
tabs
and
on there that-
you know,
yeah, I
math.
remember
And then,
that.
but this is what I got, that a red alert book. So my sons and them know, if you looking for stuff, look for a red book. Everything you need is in that red book. So the first tab is something happened, who do you call? You know,
yes.
the next is what funeral person that, you know, I want the body to go
go
to.
to.
You know what I'm saying? Then the funeral stuff. And people be like, oh, that's so, you know, you have to think about this stuff. I have 2
Yes.
sons. I don't have a daughter. I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Because my children like money. You know what I'm
Mine
saying?
do too.
So I need to make
Mine
sure
too.
I got some responsible people
Yes.
that they don't go cash out before mama is taken care of, okay? Not that my sons would do that. I hope not.
I hope mine would.
But we don't know.
They, whew.
But I got books. You know what I'm saying? Who to call? What funeral home? What color y'all supposed to wear?
And
I
see,
have started
haven't got that
my.
detail oriented, but I think that
Yeah.
is necessary.
I started my obituary because I've learned that in my family, people like, now what school did they go to? Where did they graduate?
Yeah.
Where did they? And it's like,
Yeah, and you the bickering. I think it will cut down the bickering.
It will.
I've seen
have
outside
the
of weddings, because
policies.
I've been to a lot of weddings, but funerals separate families, separate.
Yes.
Oh, it brings so much division, especially if money is involved. And it's like, you be
There's-
looking at folks.
there's a
like,
section I have with all my passcodes. You know,
Oh,
I have
yeah, I
my
keep the
debit
same
cards, my
passcodes.
credit cards, what I have. I have what services, streaming services, the passcodes, you know, my ATM card.
Oh, have everything.
I have everything.
And see, I have a
And as I
nonprofit,
change
too.
it, I go home real quick and I write it down and scratch out that
So you
and
have,
put
and
the
that's
new
all
one.
in your red folder.
All in my red folder.
I like that. Okay.
We got to do it. I mean,
We have
we coming
to,
to the
yeah.
table and we're going to create one while we're at the table. So everybody be on the same page. People will know before we get there, these are all the things that you need. And you don't need much. Pretty much the only thing you
No.
need is to print out your life insurance policy so that it can go in one of those sleeves.
Yeah, and they
so
should
don't have to
mail
look
you a
for it.
hard copy.
Yep, and
All
that's
my
what you put in
policies
there.
I have together.
That's what
Yep.
you put in the sleeve.
Oh, in the sleeve. Okay,
Uh-huh,
in the red.
book.
Okay.
Yep, in the red book.
I think that is definitely something that should be, utilized and incorporated in people's lives. Like,
Yeah, we ain't got time to be looking
I
for
want
that
to share
stuff.
something too, and I didn't notice. On my license, I had donor. You agree to be a donor.
Yes.
And I ended up finding out from someone I know through the Secretary of State, and it was like, why did you do that? And I'm like, at lack of knowledge again. And I'm like, what you mean? She's like, a lot of times when they see that you're a donor, say you get into an
Yep.
accident, something happened, you go
Yep.
to the hospital,
Yep.
they're less likely to
Save you.
save you because they want to use your organs if something.
Yep.
And I'm like, she's like, girl, don't take, next time you do, check that donor. Don't be no donor. Because I'm like, if something happened to me, they can't know. It's like, no, because they will want to utilize, like, be mindful of that signing. And that,
This
yes,
is
you'll be
deep.
a donor. Yo,
This is deep.
Once you come into the knowledge and light about things, you look at stuff so different.
We thought that when my nephew passed because
Are
he
you
went in
serious?
He went
Oh.
in and then he was up and I was talking to him on the phone. Then I called back 2 hours later and then they said he wasn't responsive. I was like,
He was good.
but then they kept his body where he was,
And he was a donor?
and it was one of the nurses. I'm not even gonna say her name, but one of them. Body up here and start asking questions. No reason that he should not be fine because
And he
he's
was
in the
fine
military.
right
Perfect
before.
health. Perfect health. So I'm like, I started
so
thinking
be
about
mindful
that.
what you agree to, what you know. Oh,
But
yes.
see, my
Oh,
I didn't have
you
no.
we didn't know.
But at the end of
Yeah.
the day, it was my sister's call.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So by him being in the military, we end up donating all of his organs. So if all of his organs was good enough, safe,
And do you know what they get? How much for?
do you understand what I'm saying? So we have to, yeah. So what are the key factors considered when choosing life insurance policy? Y'all got sinuses and my nose is running.
You need some tissue. Oh, he's grabbing you some.
I think I got some in my pocket.
The key
My
components.
coat pocket.
I'll let him get your tissue.
I got sinus on one side of my face. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, I usually have it. It's this season, the spring, but
As soon as I leave here, I'm going to to Home Depot to change my filter. You can go in my
for
pocket.
your humidifier.
I ain't got nothing in there but keys and tissue. They ain't been used. They clean.
He laughing. Like, I don't mind touching
He
it.
like, it's soft. You just gotta go in the pocket. See, that's a man. You know, he know. You know, like I ain't finna go in your purse. Here's your
Like,
purse.
yeah, don't ask me to.
I can hear my daddy right now. Give me that goddamn on purse, Miss O'Neill. Thank you.
You good now.
Thank you, Rico.
What did you say? The key component.
The key components, the
So
key
it
factors.
depends. The age.
Okay.
And
And
you
life
know,
is- life
statistics-wise,
circumstances.
women outlives men. Men usually pass before statistics-wise, and especially African American men before women.
I can see that.
So the rates for males, or just all males in any races, is always higher.
Okay.
We can be the same age, you know, in good health, everything, but your rate as a man, as a male, is going to be higher.
Wow.
So they look at age. They look at also your health, you know,
Okay.
issues. If you know, a lot of times when you go to the urgent care of the hospital, they ask you questions. Are you a smoker? Are you not? They
Yeah,
ask not.
yeah.
So they're inputting that in the system.
So when you get life insurance, now I think the last time I got my last policy, I just got another policy within the last year in addition to what I already had. And they had somebody come to my house, and I think they took my blood
your
or
blood work.
something to see if I was a smoker, but I think they probably tested for other stuff.
Well, see, if you already had the policy.
No.
Oh, this was for a new one.
A newer policy.
Yeah. So you can get a
The
cheaper
AAA.
rate, and it can be a plus.
No, State Farm, I'm sorry.
Oh, State Farm. Plus standard rate. You know, they do standard, non-standard. So we're based on your health. But if you're in
Yeah.
good health, you can, get your rate lower by
Yeah,
saying I want a paramedic exam, and then come to the house, or you can go to, app
Yeah,
one,
because it was
exam
it was one price until I got
and it lowered.
the thing. No, they gave me the lower price.
Yeah, because you
And-
got the blood work and everything.
No. They gave
No?
me a lower price, and it stayed that way until I got my
Your exam.
my exam. If I didn't get my exam, it would have shot up.
Oh, it would increase. So they already
So,
gave you that
yeah,
plus standard rate.
under
but
the
it was
circumstance,
based on a good
the information
report.
I gave 'em.
Yeah, a report come back.
And I was
yeah.
like, what? They was like, yeah, if you can't make this appointment, we have to let them
Yeah.
know, and your insurance
So
will
it must
shoot
have. It
up.
was usually policies like that are over 250,000. Because usually with exams, if it's 250 or under, even if it's a term life, you don't need an exam. They'll do
This
the
is my first time ever
report.
needing an exam for a policy.
Yep.
Let me tell y'all something, and I'm just gonna say it, and I know my producer's sitting there, but I'm just gonna I can only be honest with y'all. If y'all have children by a man, have a conversation with him and see if you're gonna pay for it if you can get insurance on him if he hasn't gotten insurance. Because those babies have to be taken care of
after
when
the
he's
fact.
not here. I remember when I first asked my children's father, he was like, what kind of stuff is that for you to ask me? I say, man, can I just get life insurance on you? He said, am I about to die? I said, no.
Like you trying, and
He said
the children can be the beneficiary.
Yeah.
You don't have to
He
necessarily.
said, you trying to kill me off, Carmen? I
That's
said,
what they gonna
no. I said, this is just putting our business in order. He was
Yeah.
like, no, I got to call my mama and ask mama. I said, well, hold on, let me call mama.
And
Which
ask.
it was his grandmother, but we all call her mama.
Oh, mama, okay.
So I call her Grandma
Like, ask
Carter.
her first.
So I was calling
Yeah.
Grandma. I said, Grandma Carter, I got David on the phone. I'm trying to tell him I want life insurance on him for the kids' sake. And she said, why wouldn't he let you? I said, he on the phone, tell him.
Yeah.
She said,
I
she ain't
recommend
trying to
that
kill
too
you off. Let that
for,
girl get life insurance.
I know people that have on siblings too. So, yeah, you can.
Yes.
You
Yes.
can get on immediate family, you can get on siblings, long as they agree.
Now, my little sister has
Long as they agree.
several policies, and she has a policy with all of our name on it.
Okay.
So it's only 3 girls now left.
Okay.
So my
And
sister
you
has
can split it
policy
amongst how
where
many?
this policy is for Carmen, this policy is for Keisha, and then she has 2 other additional policy for her children.
Okay.
So 2 and 2 have to share
Have to
policy.
share policy and split, yeah.
Yeah.
And you can have as many. But when you have children, if you have a great relationship with those, their
But
dad.
I thought that was
or-
thoughtful.
Yeah, and that's considerate the kid's father, because you want to make sure your children are covered, and he should want to as well.
He should, but these men be petty.
Yeah,
Let the lady have the policy. It ain't costing you 1 red cent. And it's not even gonna affect you, because when you go, that's when it's gonna be cashed in.
And your child is the beneficiary, so it shouldn't be a problem. If you love your child,
And then people, his family, of course, gonna be like, your daddy left you money. They're gonna be the first
Yeah.
one to say something to make sure you
but I
get
think
it.
that ain't that in the Bible where a wise man
Leaves an inheritance for his children's children.
Yeah, so order and wisdom.
That's why we gotta start talking about this kind of stuff at the table.
Yeah.
So listen, we are in a new season. You're gonna see some stuff coming to the table that we just have to have conversations about. Every blue moon we may talk smack, but that's not even in my spirit no more, because we need to
Yeah.
grow. We need to grow individually, and we need to grow corporately as a community.
Yes.
And these are things that used to take place at the table at Grandma's house on Sunday, but since y'all can't get together, since Grandma gone,
Civilized.
we got to bring it to the table here. You got to come to the table so we can have these discussions. Now, can you share some tips on how to demonstrate or determine the right coverage amount for one's needs?
So they have us do a financial need analysis. It depends on, individuals that have mortgage. I have people that get a
Okay.
policy and, they may specify they want their mortgage paid off. This is $250,000. I'm a term life policy. At a person, I'm 43. So term life policy for me at 43, I've already had my policies, but I'll give a quick idea of a quote. I could look at it exactly. In good health, 250,000, 43 years old, maybe $90 a month, close to 100 a month. That's 250,000.
I think that's where I'm at for Forrester's 92.
For 4 years, yeah, it's 90 something. And so my thing is, you pay that if you have a 30-year mortgage. They call it mortgage protection, but it's still just life insurance. Where you get that policy, you have 250,000 mortgage. You have, these things, you want to leave 250 to your children. So a lot of people, when you tell them, and I recommend everybody should have $1 million policy. Term life, $1 million policy. Something happen, and that living benefit, 30 to 50% off of that, you can live off of. People, $1 million. But if you're in your 20s and $1 million policy, and you're in good health, and that's not even $80 a month, not even
That's
$100
actually
in
pretty
your
good.
20s.
That's pretty
$25 a week. Even if you just round it off to $100, that's $25 a week.
And I would say get it where it's automatically taken out every month so that you won't forget it and it won't lapse.
Yes, they don't allow us. I think some companies, they'll allow you with a credit card, but they allow you to take it out your bank account.
Yep.
I have a certain separate account specifically for like insurance, car insurance.
Okay.
So they just take my insurance out of a separate account.
They take mine out my account.
So just being able to.
So you don't even miss it. You don't even see it.
Your expenses and
How-
looking at how much your expenses are, and that financial need analysis. Is
But however,
definitely
you want to
necessary.
keep checking your statement to make sure it's being taken out.
Oh, you have a caller.
Okay. Hi, caller.
Hey, Carmen. I had to call in because you're not reading your comments.
Hey, girl.
What you not reading?
Hi, Rhea. I got my questions on my phone, so I can't see the comments. Thank you for calling.
I don't like to call. I do it just to aggravate you because she likes to call in on my show, but I don't have a phone about.
and I sure hate it. When I walked up in here today, I said, "Woo, people be able to call in because really sent me." It is Women's History Day. Rhea, thank you for being a woman in the community that is making an impact. Raw but real every Monday at 6:30.
6 p.m.
6 p.m. I thought it was 6:30.
6 p.m.
Well,
You be late every day.
Okay, I was going to say maybe I'll be late. But Raw but real.
But I wanted to tap in. I love the conversation. Anything talking about the positive, I'm all for it.
Thank
Question.
you.
I didn't catch her name. I'm sorry.
Miss Tanisha Owens.
Hi, Miss Tanisha Owens.
Hi, how are you?
I'm lovely. Now, I do want to debunk the myth, or maybe not, about term life.
Okay.
Because I am against term at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But it's better than nothing.
Well, you're about 70 years old, so this wouldn't apply to you. No, I'm just playing.
Correct. That's the part I missed.
I'm just playing.
Term is only like better when you almost at that term. So I think people need to understand, younger people like to look at index annuity or something else, whole life, whichever it is, because if you outlive that term, that's just money that was just being put into that the possibility of you dying. And it only pays out when you are, deceased.
Yes.
So I think that's where it's the confusion with the community sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I want to make sure people understand that. Like, yes, it's good to have a policy regardless.
Yes.
And see, I had term with DPS, but I had a broker. And he was contacting me for a while, and I didn't hear from him.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went to make sure that they were still taking money out, they were still taking insurance out for my children, but not me.
Not for you.
And then when I went to go call the broker, he no longer worked there.
Mm-hmm.
So when they came and, got somebody on the phone, they was like, "Oh, your stuff turned out." I said, "Why didn't nobody say that they didn't say that?" Because he was constantly on me. They did not.
So I'm glad you called in and made that point. When I first got licensed, and I love Primerica, I still have a policy, but they only term life, by term invest the difference. I still have my policy with them.
In the summer.
When I first started, great company. My IRAs through them and everything. The thing about it, I was writing my clients and individuals were getting denied. And one thing about me, I'm a problem solver in my community, even in being, in the beauty industry. I literally did not like turning people away, and they like, okay, they denied me, so what do I do next?
Okay, Rhea, we got another call coming in.
Thank you. I was just about to say, I'm going to hang up
for you. And literally people will have to, it's like I can't do anything for you.
Hey, caller, give us 1 second. Let her finish her thought.
Yes, I can't do anything for you. So they like, okay, so you walk away with no coverage. And that was disheartening for me.
Okay.
So that's why I became a broker. And, I'm not captive to just one company. I write to where, okay, if I got a guy that has skin cancer, at least I can get you, but he got whole life. At least I can get you something.
Oh,
but
okay.
when it comes to, certain companies and they only do term life or, I don't like limiting my people.
So you have to get connected to different companies to be able to write off for different companies?
Contracts with Lincoln Heritage, with Columbian Life, with Mutual Omaha, and I was with Forrester previously as well.
Now, do you do Colonial?
No, I don't do Colonial Life.
Okay, because I have Colonial as well.
I have Mutual, So
Colonial, Foresters, and State Farm.
Okay, I've never really had insurance through the car insurance companies. They Premier Car Insurance, and they offer, the additional. They have great rates.
Yeah.
But I never bundled it. I just always went with.
It's just single. I don't have the insurance.
Okay.
I mean, that car insurance
so
is too
term
expensive.
life, you can. I have a couple policies, but I do have a term life policy.
Okay.
For my living benefits as well, and it was a lower rate for a higher amount.
Hi, caller.
How you ladies doing? Good afternoon.
Hi,
Good
guys.
afternoon. Hi, guys.
Yeah, I just wanted to call in and tell your guest I love her so much.
You love my guest, but you ain't said nothing to me.
I'm fine.
Hang up.
No, I love you too, Miss Carmen, but this is a different kind of love.
I ain't no
Thank you,
afterthought.
Dice. Love you
What
too.
kind of mess?
I'm just saying.
Don't call in.
Yeah, that's all I got. Yeah, I'm calling in for that one.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Love you too.
All right. Bye-bye, ladies.
Bye. That is too funny.
Yeah.
What role does life insurance play in estate planning and leaving a legacy?
I believe a huge role. With estate planning, a lot of individuals think you have to do estate planning if you got properties. I don't have no properties, I don't know, but estate planning goes a long way with,
What does that mean?
With estate planning, a lot of people that I know, they automatically equate it with real estate.
Right.
Because
right.
you have properties. Even if you don't have properties, you still may have other assets and other things that you can designate to your family, because going through probate court, and I've
couches.
heard situations. Yes, car, or me being an entrepreneur, I have a nonprofit. My children are on my nonprofit.
Okay.
My business, I have I had a hair salon, but I have a hair care product line created with the youth that's on Walmart and Amazon. So any of my royalties, any of my residuals, anything that I've created and built,
I love that.
I want to leave. That estate planning is going to allow me to even after I'm long gone, my children to continue.
She didn't tell me all this.
Yes.
She just told me life insurance.
Waiting, yes.
Yes,
and it's Women's History Month.
Okay.
So yes, I was one of the first women in the city of Detroit to sell hair extensions. And grew our company, Exclusive Hair Capital, who was previously on Living Always on the Avenue of Fashion for almost 7 years.
Okay.
And then we created a hair care product line with the youth through the Grow Detroit Young Talent.
Okay.
Which our hair products are on Amazon and Walmart. We're out of stock on Amazon, but Walmart we're fully stocked.
Okay.
So you can go to walmart.com and find our products, which was created with the youth, that are aloe vera based.
So are you sending some stuff over to Amazon?
We're working on.
Okay.
Because we have a new contract manufacturing organization.
Okay.
So instead of my chemist here, and shout out to her, Cassandra, she's with Detroit Chempreneurs, but she literally was my personal chemist before she started her program in the city of Detroit.
Okay.
Yeah, so now I'm, doing the manufacturing to where it's like she
that.
can't help me create it, which I know I have to get it distributed through a contract manufacturing organization.
Okay.
And they ship out to Amazon and Walmart warehouses for me.
Okay.
So I'm learning distribution.
We good, guys.
Now.
She said Walmart, okay?
Yeah, I
she
said Walmart.
Amazon. She ain't say that other place. We ain't got it on the dotted line yet. We ain't went back yet.
Yes, so I am a multi-entrepreneur, but
I love that.
Insurance has been something that's been dear to my heart, with my grandparents passing away and me learning policies and getting licensed, and then trying to help all my other family, friends, and everyone I come across, just the education part.
Now, with estate planning, do you have to see an attorney, or can you just, write it up?
I used to write for a company called Ethos. They do estate planning.
And
so
get
they
it
help
notarized.
Yep, and get it notarized. So it's certain insurance companies that you will get free estate planning, and they'll help you build a free regular trust.
Hi, caller, because I went on Google and I did estate planning, and I got a blank document and I typed in the information and like who gets what and this and that.
Yeah.
So all I need to do is get it notarized. Hi, caller.
What up, Joe? You know who this is, Dirt Dog, baby.
Dirt Dog in the house. Hey, Dirty.
What's going on,
I
lady?
don't know if you was listening early. I told him, I said, listen now, I got to tell Dirt. I said, this is Women's History Day and International Women's Month, so don't be trying to talk slick on What Up Dope podcast tonight at 6:30. It's our
Let me say
month.
something.
It's our month.
I just want.
It is our money.
Hey, look, I just want to say that this is this is really a good conversation to have, because I mean, insurances and all of that policies, these are serious things that we really need to be informing people about.
Yeah.
Because I mean, a lot of people don't have this information, and you wonderful ladies are passing it out now. I mean, I think that that's great. And I also want to say, Black Women's Month. If y'all say this is your month, that's wonderful. You know, I'm the biggest fan of wonderful Black women. My mother is the most powerful thing on the planet to me. You hear me?
Yeah.
So I definitely had to talk to y'all, Miss Carmen. I love the show, and I just wanted to call in because you always support us, and we support you on What Up, Though. So that's for sure.
Thank you so much. I appreciate all. Let me put my snack issue down. I appreciate all the love.
Yes.
For sure. Y'all go ahead and keep on. I'm going to hang up and keep listening, but y'all ahead and do your thing, man. You're doing a wonderful show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, lady.
Let me ask you a question. How has COVID-19 pandemic impacted the way we view and approach life insurance?
Wow. So I'll say one thing about COVID. Insurance, we had no it's called pre-existing conditions before COVID. So if you was to got a policy, and I have loved ones that have got policies and passed away, and even though it hasn't been a year or two, they by law, like they had to pay out.
Okay.
Still, because if you ever think about before the pandemic, if we've never heard of COVID, so there was no questions asked on the application to say, do you have COVID? Did you have COVID? We didn't know about COVID, so they can't hold you liable to something you was unaware of when you signed those documents. So yeah, insurance is with the pre-existing conditions. COVID literally doesn't apply. So if a person passed away from COVID, even if they got the policy 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, they still get the full payout.
Now, what about after? Because there have been a lot of health issues that have lingered on since COVID from people who have COVID. So how does that play into life insurance now?
With life insurance now,
are they asking
'cause
those questions?
They don't ask those questions. They don't ask, but if you allow your policy to lapse and you sign up or you re-get a policy, it still doesn't ask questions with COVID. But you still, have to make things clear with the questions.
Now, do they not ask about COVID-19, but some of the issues that you may have gained through COVID,
so
do
some
they
people I
ask
know
those
lost
questions?
hearing. Yeah, no. The main issues that I've came across as an agent with COVID, some people have already had their policies. They have not incorporated in insurance, applications asking about COVID. You may have symptoms after the fact. But if it's not, their main concern was cancer, diabetes, and smoking cigarettes.
How quick are policies paid out? So let's paint a picture. Someone passes. One of the first things we should be doing is looking for the policy to notify them.
Yeah, to reach out.
If not, usually at the funeral home, they will ask, do they have a policy?
Yes.
And they will make the contact
and
for
reach
you.
out on your behalf, or if you have an agent.
So once that take place, how long does it take to pay out?
It depends on the company. That's why you have to go with a reputable company. Like some of these insurance companies, you may see smaller insurance companies and they've been around 8 years, 10 years. I'm going with a company that's been around 80 years.
Okay.
70 years, Mutual Omaha. Primerica been around a long time too. Colonial Life, New York Life. It's a lot of companies, Lincoln Heritage, Columbian Life. Yeah, so a lot of Foresters, they've been around a long time. I don't get policies through companies that are new, because a lot of them file bankruptcy after a certain amount of time. The smaller, people will start.
So when they file bankruptcy, your policy is ended?
Yes, I go with a company that's been around. My grandma, or I, got my license through, or 80, 90, 180 years. These companies been around forever.
So you're a broker, not an agent?
I used to be an agent, yeah, I'm a broker now.
So when you were an agent, if someone called and say, hey, my grandma passed, what do we need to do?
Me being a broker, I'm a broker agent, because I still like to accommodate my clients.
Okay. I'm calling you, my grandma passed.
Yes.
Do you contact the funeral home?
Well, no, I don't contact the funeral. I contact my company that I work for, I'm contracted with.
So how long?
And it asks, are you calling in for a claim? Yes, and I'll give them the policy number and the person, information.
So I guess what I'm asking you is this.
So I'll give you one example. Yeah.
So do I have to pay up front before the policy kick
You
in
don't have
to the funeral home?
No, because a lot of funeral homes work with insurance companies.
So once they
you'll
know
be
you got
able to-
insurance, you okay?
You okay, yeah, because
Okay.
they'll send, if you got a $200,000 policy and a funeral, you got to send 25. You can designate and have that sent to that.
So do the whole amount go to them and they
No,
give
they
us
don't
what's
get
left
the whole
over?
amount. No, they just get whatever you
Whatever
agreed
this-
to send to that. Yeah, to that.
Okay, so they'll be
funeral
sending
home.
out 2 checks.
Oh yeah, they'll
one
send
to the
you a
funeral,
check.
one to you.
I've had people
Okay.
get a check as soon as, I'm not gonna say 2 weeks, but it might have been a little less than 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, but some companies, because they need that death certificate too, so it depends on the company.
Now who
'Cause
gives a
they-
death certificate? The funeral home?
In the city. When your loved one passed away, you have to go get in. Is that downtown at?
But
on
some
Monroe
funeral
in
homes
Michigan.
get them for you.
Yeah, some funeral homes can get them for
Make
you.
sure y'all ask that question too.
Yeah, you ask.
Speed
Some
up the
can,
process.
but some don't. They say you will have to go get the death certificate. in
James H.
downtown
Cole,
where the
I think
birth-
they do.
Do they?
Go on the boulevard. That's my
Yeah.
girl over there. She
West
works with
Grand
my whole
Boulevard.
family. Okay.
Yeah, some will, but some don't. to where I know individuals and they like I had to drive to land syndicated or I have to go downtown on Monroe where you get birth and death certificates and you go, in that building.
Matter of fact, I'm going to have her on. I'm the only podcast, the only appearance that she's ever made on any talk show or anything
I think that would be great.
During COVID-19. She never talked in public or whatever. She usually let her sons do
and speak.
But she came on and answered questions as we was going through COVID-19 when we couldn't have funerals, So in the midst of that, my nephew passed.
Oh wow!
So I'm like, girl, what can we do? And she was like, only so many people can come in the funeral home. So
COVID.
She allowed me to have his funeral in the parking lot.
Really?
She said, we're going to make sure that the family, some people stood outside their cars, some people sat in their cars, they put up speakers for us.
And streamed
They
it.
did the 6 feet or whatever. We were the only family that they did that, for.
Oh, that was
So
a
I
blessing.
appreciate James H. Cole on the Boulevard.
On the Boulevard. Okay.
Well, all of them is theirs, but
but that main
specific
branch.
one, they really will take care of you.
I think about when I rode up Belle Isle during COVID and you see all the loved ones and people that
I got
passed
pictures.
away. Like,
It was so
oh
overwhelming.
my goodness.
I drove and I didn't know some of my
couldn't stop
classmates
crying.
have passed, and I'm like
Yeah.
bawling.
Yeah.
Like, what? When did they pass? It was so bad.
And if you think about 10 years ago, we didn't know what COVID, we didn't see that coming. We don't see, you don't never see things coming.
But that's a good segment that we got to really hunker down. I don't know if we still say that word. But we got to hunker down because this administration have gotten rid of key components to the government where they tell us what diseases are going on. They tell us, what I'm saying, what's going on with our food and stuff like that. All that stuff has ceased. So we don't know. If there's something else that's going on, like now, you see a lot of people getting sick from the flu. Some people are dying. They're not telling us what's going on. They're not telling us that it's COVID 10.0. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and
that goes in a whole.
The nurses and the doctors, you know what I'm saying? They get information, but they also, by the government, they're not allowed to release information
And we be the last to know
because of the
things.
government
That's why
funds
you have
that they
to
get.
research. Even with changing eating habits, like I'm a
Yes.
part of the Garden Resource Program in the city of Detroit. If y'all Google that, where you pay your membership, I think it's 30 something for the whole year, but you're able in each season to get, where you can learn to garden and do your own fruits and vegetables.
But I just
Health-wise.
learned that one of the well-known grocery stores that's lesser value, that has an eye in it, most of their food is bioengineered.
Oh, wow, you have to let me know. Really?
So we have to read those packages. Bioengineered means that they are making that item. It's growing somewhere in a pot or in a canister.
I have a great friend that's allowing me to be more, I'm learning. You learn from the
Our
people that you're
bodies is not
around.
meant
More
for that
food
kind of
conscious.
stuff.
So what you're putting in.
We have to do it now, especially
Yeah.
we're getting older. Well, I'm getting older. I want to say
I am
you.
too.
Let me not throw
And it
everybody in the
takes my
pot.
24-year-old, she'd be like, Mama, you getting old. I'd be like, you too. Well, you don't. You getting old.
You older than what you was last
Yeah,
year.
girl.
As we're getting older, we got to really pay attention to our bodies.
Yeah.
Our bodies can't handle the stuff they could handle when we was in our teens or our 20s. So I'm telling you, this week, you need to contact Miss Owens.
Yes.
The Bible says that I beseech you, brothers and sisters, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to a God, which is your reasonable. Beseech mean beg. Reasonable, that's the least you can do. And what the least you can do is contact her and sit down and have the conversation. She will hook you up with whatever you can afford. It's
Give you
better to
options.
have something than nothing.
Yes.
And men, I'm a woman, so it's Women's History Day.
Yes.
Tomorrow is International Women's Day. So I'm just going to say it. Men, if you have children, some of you just financially could not take care of your children. I mean, life happens. Get the book, www.detroittabletalk.com. Life happens, and sometimes you can't contribute financially. But what I'm telling you is, wouldn't it be such a blessing that if, God forbid, something happened to you, that that child can know that my dad set up something for me when he's no longer here. I'm just saying, even if you got to give it to your mama, your grandma to hold on to, God forbid something happen, they distribute to your grandbaby. I mean, to your baby, to their grandbaby. And ain't nothing, mama. You don't have to worry about her going to get her hair and nails done, taking care of the man that she would. Leave it to your family to make sure that your child is taken care of. Because we got to take out all those question marks.
Yeah.
Because we want people to make sure not only are they covered, but their seeds are covered.
And down the line, I'm going to share one thing too about trusts. Once you get the policy and then you look into trusts, it's a way where you can add on your trust to allow your bloodline. So even if my children marry, whoever they marry won't have access to the land, the property.
They will or they won't?
They won't, because I'll put in the trust only bloodline only.
Okay.
So you can create, your estate planning and things cater to your family the way you want it to be.
Now, my girlfriend, I can't leave her out since we was talking about estate planning. LaVon Thomas. I'll put her in the comments section.
Yes.
Attorney LaVon Thomas. Let me say that correctly.
Yes.
I want to make sure her title is in there. Look her up to do estate planning.
I want her
She does
information.
not charge a lot. As a matter of
Really?
fact, throw in there, say, Carmen told me to call you. She'll hook you up. I'm just being honest
I
with
need
you.
her information.
I most certainly will.
Yeah.
How can listeners get started if they want to learn more about purchasing a life insurance policy with you?
Yes, so they can call me directly. My direct number, yes, I'm Tanisha
Rhea, if you
Owens.
still on there, could you put her telephone number? Say it 2 times for her.
248-678-1975. And then I also have a work
Let me
line.
say it one more time.
But the direct, you can call me direct.
248
248-678
678
1975.
1975. So you got to
Yes.
go a little bit slow because
Yes.
I'll be one of the ones in the comment like, what did she say?
Yes, I'm a fast talker, so.
And I'm a slow typer.
Oh, let's see. Yeah, so it's about a slow type.
I am.
Yes, so 248-678-1975. Yes. And then my email is my middle name, Larayeto, L-A-R-A-Y-E-T-O, @yahoo.com. So I do send over, free quotes.
Say it again, but say it slower.
Laraye,
That wasn't even slow. I didn't listen.
T-O.
Say it one more time.
Laraye, T-O, @yahoo.
Say it again.
Laraye.
No, spell it.
Oh, Laraye.
L-A-R-A-Y-E
T-O
T-O
@yahoo.
@yahoo.com.
Yes.
Woo!
Yes.
Because I be in the one in the comment like, dang it, you can't even rewind it. What she say?
Yeah, or going back. Going to the, on
We'll
the
make
video.
sure that we'll put it in the comment section too,
Yes.
just in case. I want to thank you for, wait, before we leave, tell us all that you do because I
goodness.
did not,
I was just going
I did not, all I do was life insurance.
Okay,
No,
yes,
this is
so-
Women's History Day.
It is. Oh, God is so good.
Yes.
He is more than good. So, I got my life insurance license in 2016 through Primerica. On Sweeties Day. That was my Sweeties Day gift to myself, my
Look at
license.
there.
I've been an entrepreneur in the beauty industry. I'm the owner and founder of Exclusive Hair Capital.
Okay.
That was in 2010. We originally started. A lot of people know me in the community in District 2 on Livernois and 7 Mile. I had a salon over there till last year, almost 7 years.
Whoa.
So we're looking for a new location, but it'll be more so for our nonprofit Hearts for Hair.
Okay.
And that's a whole nother mission.
So that means you'll be selling stuff or you won't be, or you be doing hair?
I will have products, but majority will still be online. But
Okay.
Hearts for Hair mission is more so touching single women with health-related issues.
Okay.
And pregnant women. Pregnant women that have dealt with health-related issues.
Okay.
Things that I experienced. Having short-term home stay for them.
Okay.
And so we're working on our first Hearts for Hair homes right now, and I'm excited. Yeah, for that.
I love
so
that.
women can come and, have a safe space.
Yeah.
Whether it's they're pregnant or whether they're going through chemo or radiation or things of that nature. Just somewhere where
They're
they
not
can
out
be
there by
loved on and
themselves.
the support, the advocacy, and awareness. Yeah.
We didn't even know this about Miss Owens.
Yeah, and then I mentor the youth. So I've been doing that off and on through DPS, substitute teaching, since 2018, periodically.
Don't say what school you at, but
I'm not at a main school, but
Right.
certain teachers will request me to
Oh,
come
okay,
in.
so they do, okay.
Yeah, and then the mentorship, a lot of the parents.
Well, I'm there at one school every day.
Yeah. Yo, one school, yes. Come on, don't say what school. Yeah, but lately I've been in Southeastern or Mumford.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I do a few things.
Okay, what else you do?
Yeah. And that's about it. Outside of, the mentorship and, my exclusive entrepreneur leadership, that's my mentorship program. Yes.
Y'all heard it here because we didn't hear it before. You see how you gotta talk to people to pull stuff up out of them? You know what I'm saying? When somebody say, what do? You want to be able to give them
everything.
Tell them what you do in 10 words or less, okay? We had that assignment yesterday at a training that I was at.
Okay.
It's like, what do you? I said, I do a lot of stuff. How do I say it?
Everything.
He's like, okay, what do you do? And I tell him, he was like, okay, say, okay. And I was like, so that's our homework. I have to work on that.
Yeah, I probably need to work on that too, with putting it into a full.
Yeah.
And I do speeches and I do pitches. So,
that's interesting. But listen, on the 21st of March, myself and my buddy Alicia White Walker, we are having our first women engagement luncheon. I'm sorry, people. It's sold out.
Wow.
It's sold out. Then we added a few more tickets and it's sold out again. Listen, I want to thank you on behalf of her and myself for going on Eventbrite. It's free. Now you pay for your own lunch, but it's free. And signing up because this is huge. You know, we get to pour into the amount of women of tickets that we had available. So I am super excited. I can't wait to see, the individuals that signed up. We got some goodies for you. But we have that. And what else do we have? Don't forget her book. Don't forget my book, Covenant Relationships, Understanding What God Desires for You. Life Happens, How God Sustained Me. And my last book is a children's book on autism. Let's Be Friends. I'm going to say Life Happened again. Let's Be Friends. Mm-hmm. And it's teaching you how to communicate with children on the spectrum. We need that. First and secondary education. If you are a first or a secondary education teacher, give me an inbox and I will make sure that you get one. That way you can read it to and March is reading month.
Is it reading month?
It is literature.
Wow.
Yes, it's literacy month. So we want you to get busy reading to your class. Recommend some books, please. Mm-hmm. And my son has a new book out. Player's Handbook or something. Listen. I'm just going to say it's out there on Amazon.
That's right.
Handbook. I asked him yesterday, I said, why just couldn't call it a dating handbook? He said, because it's for the player's handbook. Well, listen, I don't know what's in it. I didn't read it.
He got a market for it.
Got a copy? I haven't read it. But it's my son's, okay? Go get it. It's on Amazon. I love you people. I will see you back next week. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, we have a young lady that is a hairstylist. Now, come on, ladies. We need to know how to take care of our hair naturally, okay? Yes. And thank you, Rico. We back at it again. Rico, me and you us never part, my dear. He ain't even look up. He looking over there smiling. He like, what? Listen, me and Rico been absent, okay? So we been absent. We back. We in a new season. We in season 4. And I'm excited to see you guys back at the table. I love you, and I will see you again next week. However, I will post on my page because we got something that we got to do on Sunday, so we will probably air it earlier than next Sunday, okay? I love you. Just roll with us. It's all good. I'll replay it again on Sunday at the slot that it's supposed to. But if you want to come live, just watch my page, and I'll tell you which day we'll be live. I love you, and I'll talk to you later.